Jesus is the answer. And it's a beautiful statement. It can absolutely be true, but it also could not be true. See, we might have this idea that all I gotta do is pop this pill, this magic Jesus pill, give my life to him, and my life is now good. My life is now ready to roll. My life is going to change. I'm talking about my life here on earth. All these problems go away. How many Christians have given their life expecting that, but then not seeing those results? I just want to open up and just say, I've got a bunch of brothers. I've married into a family I've got now 4 added brother-in-laws on top of my other 2 actual brothers. I got a lot of bros in my life, and it is an awesome thing to have brothers in your life. If you've got a good set of friends or actual brothers or brother-in-laws, you will know what I'm talking about when it's a blessing. Like, they're the type of bros that you can make fun of all the time and to each other and in front of your faces, and it's like an expression of love. It's like you can go and have this jostling and this camaraderie, and you're there to build each other up, and you know they've always got your back. And that is just kind of what the brotherhood that I feel like I've not only got with my brothers, but the brotherhood that I've married into as well. And truly can say they're my closest friends. And I'm so pumped for that. And we often go and see movies with each other. I don't know if you guys it's actually been a while since I've been in the theater, but when we go see movies, you notice how people have got a different type of personality when they're in the theater? It's like this alter ego comes over them when they're watching a movie. I've got this one brother who absolutely, I would call him the obnoxious movie watcher. Like, he's that guy that is just unaware of how loud his voice is. Like in the quiet scenes when there is like this part of the movie that everyone is just leaning in their seats and they're waiting to see what happens. You have this one brother who literally cracks open a can and starts ruffling his chips, and he starts talking like, what's going on? And he's a complete distraction. He's the obnoxious moviegoer. Then you've also I've got this one brother who is he loves like almost every single movie he sees. Like, every movie is awesome. Every movie is, he walks out, best movie I've ever seen. And he's probably just talking about the last couple of days because it's the only movie he's seen in the last couple of days. But that is one of my other brothers. He just loves almost every single movie he sees. And that, I think that's a good thing, but at the same time, when you ask him, hey, was that movie awesome? He's going to say, it was awesome. And then you realize you see it, no, it's really a crappy movie. That's another personality. The guys who love every single movie. One of the other one of my brothers is simply, he just loves to like share. Actually, maybe this isn't one of my brothers, but I can definitely know one of my sister-in-laws who's like this. They love to share every single moment of the movie with you. Like, when you're watching a movie and you're in tune with the storyline and you're in tune, like when you're in tune with the characters and you're watching, and you have a person beside you that wants to talk through like every single moment. So it's kind of like a split distraction. Do you guys know anybody like that who loves sharing every moment of the movie? Well, I've got someone like that in my life. I've also got somebody who's just an extreme critic of movies, and they only think movies are good if they're like that extreme artsy-fartsy type that doesn't make any sense. Do you guys know anybody like that? Where it's like the movie, it was interesting, but I have no idea what's going on. Or did that mean something? It's like this... It's like this type of feeling that you can't express. It's just a weird movie, and I have a friend who just like loves that kind of movie. As well, I've also got a friend I've got a brother who's an extreme realist. Do you guys know these people? Where like every comment they say, yeah, right, that's not going to happen. And we were sitting in a movie, and we're sitting in one of the Marvel movies. I believe it was the Avengers. And you have this awesome scene where you have Spider-Man flipping through, and he catches a car and saves somebody from an obvious death. He catches and stops this 3,000-pound vehicle hurtling towards him. And my brother-in-law goes, yeah, right. That wouldn't happen. It's like, we're in a Marvel movie. This is like complete fiction. You guys have friends like that who's like the extreme realist? There's all these different personalities. And when we were in this Avengers, and we're in this Avengers movie watching, it started to make me think of potential. It started to make me think of these superheroes. When my brother or my buddy said that, hey, that's not possible, it started to make me think of, okay, well, that guy's got the potential. Yes, it's a fiction world, but we're sucked into this fiction world of make-believe to make it feel like it's real and it's actually happening. And these guys have got so much built up potential that they are utilizing in their life. These are the movie characters we're talking about. And I started asking, what happens if these guys who are blessed with different gifts and abilities, what happens if they don't walk out their potential? What happens if they don't pursue their potential? What happens if they decide, you know what, I'm just going to let this thing evolve on its own and we'll see what happens? Like, these guys would not be the superheroes that they were supposed to be. These would not be the ones that would come out and save the day, operate in all these amazing things that they can operate, help save the world from attacks from outside of the universe, all these different things that they were able to build up on their own. What would happen if they didn't pursue their potential? And when I started thinking of that, really started to hit me on the inside about how myself as a Christian, there's been times in my life, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that can relate to this, and there's a lot of people I know in the world who are probably in this category, who have got this amazing potential built up inside of them because of their belief in Jesus, but they are not pursuing that potential. They are not walking out their potential. They have just kind of left it, and whatever happens, happens. What a waste of potential, in my opinion. What a waste of this God-given ability and right that we can have in our life, but us as Christians aren't pursuing it. So a question I ask myself is, and I think we all should ask ourselves this question is, am I pursuing this potential? Now, let's clarify what potential is. Potential, in my estimation, is when we give our life to Jesus and we believe on Him. That is step one down the path of our potential. You see, as I read in Romans here, in Romans 14, it says the kingdom of heaven is not eat or drink. It is righteousness, it is peace, and it is joy. It also says in John 10:10, Jesus says, I have come so that you may have life. Now, it's not just referring to salvation, eternity, it is referring to sozo, quality of life. It is referring to a type of life where our quality can continue to get better and better and better, not just for the sake of us being better, but for the sake that we can help other people experience freedom, experience life, experience peace, experience joy through Jesus by us building that relationship with Jesus. That is how I would define if we are our potential with Jesus, is that this idea that we do not stop at just receiving Him as our Lord and Savior, but we actually pursue, as it says here in Romans 14 and verse 18, it says that we pursue Him, is that we pursue this relationship. And see, this is so vital in our life because the paradox of Jesus, and as my title says, the paradox of Jesus is something that not a lot of us think of, but we have this idea, almost like, if you ever seen the movie The Matrix, it's almost like the red pill, blue pill idea. It's like when we hear about Jesus and we hear about all He has to offer and we hear about the problems, or we know about the problems that we're having in our life, we kind of hear this thing, Jesus is the answer. And it's a beautiful statement. It can absolutely be true, but it also could not be true. See, we might have this idea that all I gotta do is pop this pill, this magic Jesus pill, give my life to Him, and my life is now good. My life is now ready to roll. My life is going to change. I'm talking about my life here on earth. All these problems go away. How many Christians have given their life expecting that, but then not seeing those results? Not seeing all those things come to fruition. See, that would be the paradox of Jesus. Because Jesus is the answer, is true or it's not true. What it's dependent upon is what you actually believe about when you say Jesus is the answer. See, you may say Jesus is the answer, but have no corresponding trust in who He is, or what He says He is, or what He can do for you, or all the things that He has won for you by going through the cross. See, if you don't have that belief and trust in what He's done, then you're never going to experience and realize what Jesus can do for you. It's going to stay on a level that is simply Jesus has secured salvation. You may believe in Him, you may have eternity, but you're not going to experience that sozo quality of life that he wants us to walk into. He says, I have come that you may have life. He desires for you to have life. So I mentioned the movie The Matrix earlier. You saw Neo as he took this pill. Let's pretend that's the Jesus pill. He took this pill, which transformed him into this new world, this new way of thinking, this new potential. But you notice that Neo hadn't just arrived and everything was perfect. He had to put in the work. He had to build. He had to train. He had to go and do all these things to actually access the potential, to pull in the potential. And that's the Christian faith. Religion has tainted so much of the Christian faith that we've replaced building a relationship with God for tradition and knowledge that literally just sits in our head and doesn't do us any good. If we fall into that category, man, we are missing out on so much potential of sozo life. Most Christians tend to believe that Jesus is sufficient for all your problems. And he is. He is, absolutely. I'm not taking anything away from what Jesus has done. But there is a part that you have to play to walk out. I'm wondering, are you doing the part that you need to do? My whole goal and my whole heart of this message is simply, I hope that I can help empower you. I can help make you realize and see that us as Christians, our world would be different if people pursued a relationship with God and didn't just stop at salvation and knowledge in our head.